by the hundreds are arriving here today at the high school stadium in Livermore, California, to take part in one of the most unusual and exciting track events of its kind, a relay race in which almost 2,000 eager youngsters will participate. This annual race has captured the spirit and enthusiasm of this southern Alameda County community, an area known for its vineyards, nuclear research, and now the Twin Valley relays. There won't be any losers here today, for not only will every participant be awarded a miniature trophy, but everyone will also receive something far more important, a lesson in teamwork and fair play. When the starting gun fires, marking the beginning of the first race, it will also be the signal for a release of tension and anticipation which has been building up for the past several months. A tide of enthusiasm has swept across the Twin Valleys, catching up adults as well as the youngsters who are ready to take their places in this enormous undertaking. Emotions are running high. The girls seem to anxiously await the start of the race, while the boys, perhaps more nonchalant, strive to preserve an attitude of calm. Since early spring, these kids haven't been walking to school. They've been running. They run to class. They run to the store. Any excuse to get in shape for the relays. But all of this, the enthusiasm, the color, the pageantry, would not have happened if it weren't for an idea. An idea born a few years back when a group of businessmen and school officials gathered for coffee and to discuss the sporting news headline of the day, the 4-minute mile. Could a group of grade school youngsters run the 4-minute mile if each had only a short distance to run? With the enthusiastic cooperation of local schools, this question was put to the test some 6 weeks later. 400 boys assembled at the high school stadium and ran 2 races, the start of the Twin Valley relays. The winning team missed the magic mark by only 20 seconds, but it established a challenge and a spirit of competition for years ahead. Today, more than 1,300 boys and girls will compete in the relays, while another 700 or so will assist. The idea that was brewed over a cup of coffee has percolated into the colorful and spectacular event that it is today, the Twin Valley Relays, where everybody wins.
Good evening, boys and girls. Large and small, young and old, we welcome you to a labor of love. We meet again for the 4th time, and we hope for years to come. This is not a track meet in the strict sense. Maybe it is in its best sense, comparable to the original Olympiads, where sports were played for the love of youth and for the games they represented. Participating tonight are boys and girls in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. 6 Livermore schools, 3 Pleasanton schools, and 3 rural schools have runners ready. Remember, by their youth we stay young, and for their youth we labor. So we say, good luck to the Dolphins, to the Flyers, to the White Eagles, to the Bulldogs, to the Roadrunners, to the Tartans, to the Saints, and to the Rural Rangers. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the Livermore High School Marching Band.
Reminiscent of the Olympics parade of athletes is the Grand Entry March, a rainbow of colors on parade. This pageantry is a distinguishing feature of the Twin Valley Relays, one of the many colorful aspects of this magnificent youth spectacle. Participating in the Grand Entry March are youngsters from all of the schools taking part in the relays: Livermore, Pleasanton, and the rural grade schools. The rural team is made up of boys and girls from small schools in neighboring communities. Each school will be judged on its appearance and marching ability for the first of many trophies to be awarded. Most schools have spent long hours rehearsing for this event. March steps were practiced during lunch hours and recess periods. Teachers and coaches, too, devoted much of their spare time to preparing their young charges for this big day. This school's Indian theme was carried out in the costumes and march style selected by these youngsters. The colorful tunics the marchers are wearing were all made by volunteer PTA and mothers groups. The volunteer staff behind this enormous undertaking numbered in the hundreds: teachers, mothers, civic clubs, businessmen, all pitched in, making this truly a community-sponsored event. A sea of blue tunics marks this group as the favorite in the relays. They have captured top honors every year since the relays began. And their confident stride reflects their past achievements. Not everyone marching in the Grand Entry will actually run in the relays. Some are alternates to the runners. Others serve as team managers, as cheerleaders, or perform other important duties. But all are working together to rally their teams to victory. Royal purple is added to this kaleidoscope of kids in motion as youngsters from Livermore's sister city, Pleasanton, pass in review. rapidly approaching as the youngsters take their places in the stands to await their turn to run. Leading off with the first of 4 major events will be a race of 7th and 8th grade boys. 3 teams, each composed of 72 runners, will take up their positions around the track. Each runner will race a distance of 60 yards, handing off his baton to a teammate waiting at the next station. Total distance covered in the first race will be about 2 1/3 miles. The rate of travel for 1 mile will be computed on the basis of the entire distance run. Getting into position now are the starters from the 3 teams entered in the first race: the Tartans, the Bulldogs, and the Dolphins. The Tartans, in purple, will start in lane 1 on the inside. In lane 2, in lavender, will be the Bulldogs. And the Dolphins, in blue, will be in lane 3. These teams have been represented in every relay since the annual event was initiated in 1958. Each year, they have cut seconds off their running time, until in 1960, they finally answered the question asked 2 years before: could a group of grade school youngsters run the 4-minute mile? In 1960, the Dolphins covered the mile in 3 minutes, 47 seconds flat. The Bulldogs, only 4/10 of a second behind the Dolphins, also exceeded the mile mark. The question posed now is, how fast can they run the mile? Each team will run about 10 laps during the race. The teams running on the inside lanes have an advantage over those running on the outside. However, a unique crossover system has been devised to equalize the distance. After 2 laps around the track, each team cuts across the field, reversing the direction of the race. Thus, the team starting on the inside will be on the outside. After another 5 laps, the teams will cross over a second time, again reversing their direction. This will place the teams back in their original running positions for the conclusion of the race. Into the final stretch now, the Dolphins lead the Bulldogs. Here is where training pays off. A poor baton pass could cost precious seconds. And the winner of the first race, and still champion, the East Avenue School Dolphins. The average time for the mile, 3 minutes, 47 2/10 seconds. The girls will have their chance now as the second race approaches. These 7th and 8th graders face an even greater challenge than their male teammates. They have yet to beat the 4-minute mile. In 1960, they missed it by only 7 seconds. Two teams of 64 runners each are taking part in this race. The Dolphins in blue and the Bulldogs in lavender. The Bulldogs are the defending champions. No girls ran in the first Twin Valley relays. It didn't occur to anyone at the time that the girls, too, might beat the 4-minute mile. The oversight was corrected the following year when 4th, 5th, and 6th grade girls took part. The next year, the girls from the 7th and 8th grades joined in. Elapsed time for the mile, 4 minutes and 1 second. Just 1 second from the magic mark. As a welcome surprise before returning once more to the challenges ahead, a nourishing treat. Chocolate bars, 2,000 of them, are passed out to the youngsters. This donation was sponsored by a local community organization. The next event is the largest girls' race in the relays. More than 300 girls from the 4th through the 6th grades will run. Teams from 5 schools are competing. The Bulldogs, the Roadrunners, the Flyers, the Saints, and the White Eagles from Joe Mitchell, the newest school in the community, competing for the first time. A record crowd is attending the relays this year. Mothers and fathers, spectators, participants. A large segment of the community is represented here. Team members not running in this race are trying their best to maintain good behavior, for this too is important. Without proper control, 2,000 youngsters could easily get out of hand in their eagerness to see their teams win. A group conduct award, introduced for this purpose, is an added incentive in preserving orderliness throughout the activities. Entering the last lap and leading the field are the White Eagles, with the Saints coming on hard. And the White Eagles from Joe Mitchell School win the junior girls event in the record time of 4 minutes, 18 seconds. A remarkable feat for a new school in its first year of participation. The first year the junior girls ran, their average time for the mile was 4 minutes, 53 seconds. New records are being set in almost every race, establishing stiff challenges for future relays, instilling keen school competition for years ahead. The feature event, the final race in the relays. 7 teams, a grand total of 504 boys from the 4th through the 6th grades will race in this event. Precision timing and fast reflexes are essential in a relay race. A fumble during a baton pass, a bad handoff, a poor start, any of these could affect the outcome of the race. Many hours of coaching and practice help to perfect these critical techniques. The enthusiasm of these boys and girls is uninhibited as they cheer their teams on to victory. With feet hardly touching the ground, these runners are giving it everything they have as they race down the track. Not every team can win each race, but this is no dishonor. Sportsmanship is one of the many valuable lessons learned in this event. And there's always next year. As the shadows begin to stretch across the field, the last race of the relays draws to a close. Racing the sun, and with a commanding lead in the final lap, the Saints charge toward the finish line. The Saints from St. Michael's School have set a new record for the junior boys event. Still 23 seconds short of the 4-minute mile, but 2 seconds faster than the old record. Once more, the teams are assembling as the climax of the Twin Valley Relays approaches, the awarding of the trophies. Large team trophies donated by businessmen, teachers, and civic groups will be presented to the winners of each major event. Accepting the trophies on the victory platform will be the team captain. Big trophies, little trophies, in gleaming gold and silver are the fruits of this day's labor. These trophies will occupy prominent positions in the trophy cases at the winning school. But, more important, every youngster will take home a small trophy as a reward for participation. This year's relays are history now, but the victories, the spirit of competition, the pageantry, will continue to live on in the hearts of the participants and their parents as well. New friendships and experiences gained here will never be forgotten. The Twin Valley Relay Association, in cooperation with local schools, will continue to promote interest and participation in this youth program to develop healthy and active bodies. Next year, and in the years that follow, other youngsters will take part, renewing once again the challenges and the great moments of this spectacular event. For this has become a local tradition, offering great physical and emotional rewards to all who participate in the Twin Valley Relays, where everybody wins.